Hey, I'm Krishna Shetty and I'm joined by my teammates Mayank Shetty and Nishant Rajadhyaksha. Today, we'll be going over LibreElec, an OS designed for Kodi and for Raspberry Pi. First up, we'll be going over an introduction to LibreElec. I'll be handing it over to my teammate Mayank.
Let's begin with the introduction to LibreElec. So, what is LibreElec? LibreElec is a Linux distribution or Linux distro. That is, it is a Linux based operating system based on the Linux kernel. Specifically, it's an operating system designed to load just enough software to allow a computer to run Kodi. The main advantage to using LibreElec is that it is a more efficient way to run Kodi when compared to using a more robust operating system like Windows or Mac OS. Because of this, you can generally run LibreElec on a less powerful HTPC without sacrificing picture or sound. In essence, using LibreElec gets you better performance from your HTPC without having to spend extra money on equipment. The main disadvantage to using LibreElec is that it is nearly useless for running any software other than Kodi. So if you want to surf the internet, check your email and play World of Warcraft on your HTPC, this is probably not the right OS for you. If you only want to use your HTPC to watch movies, listen to music and look at images, then it's a great choice. Now we'll look at what is Kodi. Kodi is a software that LibreElec was designed to run. It is an open source media player created by the Kodi Foundation. It can play many different types of media, including images, sounds, and videos. Kodi is especially useful for streaming TV shows and movies from the internet. Because of this, it has become very popular with cord cutters who seek to eliminate cable TV services and get all of the content online. Kodi can be installed on streaming devices like the Amazon Fire Stick, Nvidia Shield, and Apple TV, or on HTTPs like in the case of LibreElec.
Let's begin with the installation of LibreElec on Raspberry Pi. So the following equipments are required: a Raspberry Pi, micro SD card, power supply, Ethernet cable, an HDMI cable, and a monitor. So first we make sure that we know which Raspberry Pi we want to use LibreElec on. LibreElec has support for all currently released versions of Raspberry Pi from Pi 0 to Pi 4. So to download LibreElec software, click on the link mentioned in the slide. For this section, you will need to make sure that you have an SD card ready for your Raspberry Pi. We will be writing the LibreElec image to this SD card during this session. To write the LibreElec image to SD card, we will be using a piece of software called Etcher. Etcher is a useful piece of software that can write images to SD cards and USB drives. The software is available for Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. Once you have downloaded and installed Etcher, you will be able to proceed with this section. Within the Etcher software, you will need to start by clicking the Select Image button. Using the field dialog, find and select the LibreElec image that you downloaded in the previous section. Our next step is to select the drive which we want to write the LibreElec image to. You can click the Select Target button to bring up the list of available devices. Make sure that the drive you select is the same one you intend on using with your Raspberry Pi. If you only have one compatible device connected, the Etcher software will automatically select it for you. To start the flashing process, you will need to click the flash button. Please note that this process can take some time as it writes the LibreElec image to your SD card, then verifies its contents. Once your flashing process has completed, you can proceed to make use of LibreElec on your Raspberry Pi. In this section, we will be walking through the first run of LibreElec on Raspberry Pi. During the first run, you will be asked to configure various components of the LibreElec operating system. You will be greeted by this Kodi splash screen whenever you start up LibreElec on your Raspberry Pi. This splash screen will differ slightly depending on what version of Kodi the release of LibreElec is using. Once LibreElec has started up, you will be asked to configure some settings to get Kodi set up. The very first option you will be greeted with is the language setting. You can modify your language by clicking the currently specified language. Once you have selected your language, you can now click the next button to proceed. Within the screen, we can set up the network settings for Raspberry Pi. This interface allows you to see all the available networks and give you the ability to connect to them easily. Any wired connections will automatically be connected. For a wireless connection, all you need to do is click on the connection and follow the prompts. Once you have configured the network settings for your Raspberry Pi, click the next button. The last setting we need to configure is the additional services that LibreElec offers. The two services that LibreElec operating system offers are SSH and Samba. SSH allows outside access to Raspberry Pi's terminal. Enabling the Samba service will help LibreELEC talk with the Windows devices. Once you have enabled the services you want, click the next button to finish setting up LibreELEC on your Raspberry Pi. At this point, you will now see a message box thanking you for completing your setup of LibreELEC. You can now proceed to configure LibreELEC on your Raspberry Pi. The first step you should take is add all your media libraries to Kodi.
Thank you, Nishant. I'll be going over the features of LibreELEC. No registration is required. You can use most of the features in LibreELEC without registration. The update schedule of LibreELEC closely follows Kodi's, so whenever a new feature appears in Kodi, LibreELEC is quickly updated with the new Kodi version. In comparison to other operating systems, you can use to run Kodi on hardware-limited devices. LibreELEC's performance is better. LibreELEC is easier to install on your device. Great care was taken in developing an easy software installer that hides most of the complexity of the process. LibreELEC can be extended with add-ons, plugins, and extensions. LibreELEC builds and hosts a number of Kodi binary add-ons to extend functionality. For example, audio encoders, audio decoders, image decoders, input stream parsers, PVR clients, screensavers, virtual file systems, visualizations. So we went over what LibreELEC is, what Kodi is, and how to install LibreELEC on your Raspberry Pi. We also viewed some of the features provided by LibreELEC. We hope that you have a basic understanding of the OS and are excited to implement this OS on your Raspberry Pi. Thank you.